Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I have been busy for a person on quarantine, uh, day one for us in Florida. And I've been super busy and I've been getting down with all these other videos and revising what I'm trying to do here on this channel. So, for anybody who's new here, you're going to start noticing there's just different episodes. They're going to build off of each other. Each one is a lesson unto itself. Sometimes we get a little carried away with the guests and stuff like that, but for the most part, the intention here is to purely educate people and help you to learn. So I was even starting to get a little confused about how I was doing this myself. So I want to actually jump right into it and start giving you guys some of the ideas that I've been having to improve these live streams, so that you get the most out of it that you can get. So I'm actually going to do a little screen share here in a second. Got 21 of you in the house. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the thumbs up, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. What's good, Juan? Good to see you, man. This Juan Cordova, man, he's been a soldier since the very beginning. I mean, you've been around since I had like probably less than 1,000 subscribers. Hey, Chevenese. CrossFit's not going so hot lately. I've been actually just working out at home. I have a road bike that I just started riding around a lot more because it's one of those socially distant activities that's acceptable. And I'm just trying to stay active. Every day I try to do something. It's admittedly minimal compared to what it used to be when I was working out every day. I know a lot of people are out there doing the self cuts. The self cut thing has been it's been kind of funny. They even had the dude tips for clips. He was on the news. He was on the. I got on the news yesterday, you guys. Let me see if I could pull up this clip. I'd love to show it to you guys. It was actually kind of cool, man. The way they did it. They came by and they put me on the news because I was the last of the Mohicans out there. Let's see who. Okay, cool. I got it. Hold up, I'm about to share it with you guys. You guys want to see the news clip? Let me know. All right. So I don't even know what the legality is, but whatever. It's me. So they were filming me for a change. Oh crap. Hold up. I'm getting through the commercial part of it. We'll just show you in a second here. All right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. See if I can make this bigger. Boom. All right, that's about as big as it's gonna get. I don't know if you can. You guys hear? Can you guys hear that? But see, she was up in my shop. Look at me. I'm over here dressed like I'm ready for the apocalypse over there. You guys see that? Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear it. Who cares about you? I'm skipping through. So there we go. I know. There's no audio. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't sure how this was gonna work. I figured I'd give it a try. But you get the idea. I was pretty happy about it actually because I was able to get my point across to the news that this can be done in a safe way. Like when they came in, they seen us wearing masks, 2 masks, gloves, spraying Lysol, the whole 9 yards. I think that's what we get it back. That's how we get our barbershops back. That's how we get people to start visiting us again after this, because that's a huge concern of mine, and it should be a big concern of all of you guys. Like, how are we going to get to getting our clients back comfortable. And the way that we're going to do it is it's going to be, getting people to feel real safe, getting people to feel safe, getting people to understand that we're taking extra measures to ensure that they're going to be safe when they come here, and that they're not going to get sick. And so that's my main concern about when we reopen. I'm just kind of trying to put things together so that when we do reopen, oh yeah, you know what? I could just put the link. I could just put the link here. I didn't even think to do that. I managed to. Somebody's. It's funny how many clients like came out here, and I'll see if I could put it in the comments here. It's funny how many clients came out and they were like, "Hey man, I seen you on TV." No, they're not gonna let me put the link in there. Oh, they did. They did let me put it in there. Okay, yeah. Actually, I'm glad you asked about the zero gapping and tutorial, because that was exactly what I wanted to do. I brought a lot of my stuff home yesterday, being that I'm not going to be at the shop, and I wanted to go through it. But before we go through that, let me re-share my screen with you, or at least a portion of it here. Can you guys see this? Okay, this is my madness that's going on here. Let me make this big. I can still see your comments. I know I'm a little bit behind, lagging a little bit compared to what you guys are going and saying. So this is what I was trying to do here. So let's look at the phases of the fade. Okay, and I'm not sure how big or small this is for you. Maybe you can't really see it. I'm not really sure where I can post this so that you guys can see it, but this is the idea. This is the syllabus. Okay, this is the syllabus and the plan for this learning. So in phase 1 of the fade, we'll do the debulk, we're going to do the skin line, and we're going to do the shaver and how to use it. Okay. In phase 2, that's when we're going to do that clipper over comb and getting the top connected with the sides. Phase 3, we'll shear cut the top, do the shear over comb. So essentially everything in the parietal ridge is done. Okay. Phase 4, that's the blend. We've been kind of pounding the pavement on phase 4 a little bit lately, but the blend, setting even guidelines all the way around the head, understanding how the guards work together, using crisscross method to eliminate hair that is matted down, hold that guard flat, don't leave the head too much, anchor on the head, and understand the process and the fade chart. Okay. The next thing, phase 5, the edge up. We're going to use our mirror for perspective. We're going to be getting in the middle and work out towards the corners. This stuff, I'm not going to go through all of this now, but this is kind of the idea. So I guess I'm down to 6 phases, and we need to also include some more beard stuff, and we will do that as well. So one of the things that I think is really going to help you is definitely to understand your machines, how they're working together, what they're doing, things like that. That's really going to help you out. I just seen MMA's live stream a little bit ago. Seen him riding around in Texas. I didn't expect to see you hop in the room so soon, my man. So this is what we're about. This is what we're up to here. And the other thing we're gonna do is I put out a yeah, I actually could. I can take a screenshot of that chart of the. I'm actually going to probably just drop it in the bottom of the videos. So when I make a lesson for phase 1, I'll put that portion, phase 1, in there. When I make a lesson for phase 2, I'll do the same thing, and I'll try to add and I'll try to build on those, so that, like, let's say that some time goes by and you wanted to go brush up on your clipper over comb. Well, you could head back and you could easily do that. So that's kind of my thought in the way that I'm gonna do this moving forward. And I know sometimes we get a little carried away with guests on here and stuff like that, which is fun, and I really enjoy it. So we're still gonna do that. I just, when we are teaching, I'm trying to find a good balance of teaching, having fun, talking about current events and things like that. So I want to make sure that I find a good balance. So the other thing is I put up a poll earlier today on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to head over there right now. It's on my community tab, and I was just asking you guys if you would want to do this. So let me go over here so I could read it for exactly what I put. Okay, this poll would love to ask you guys here live as well. I just downloaded Zoom, and obviously I have Skype. You guys have seen me use it on here. What I was thinking we would do, hey, I like that idea, MMA. um, so no, I'm just playing. You guys ain't got to give me no money. I know a lot of people are hurting. Okay, so far I'm not sure how many people voted on this yet, but I think it was like 40 people or something like that. One-on-one training. This is just an idea, some food for thought. I was thinking about doing one-on-one training through Skype or through Zoom. I was going to use the video tools that I have, and obviously all the experience that I have, 18 years of experience, to kind of help you on your learning path. Oh, there's 28 votes. Okay, so 86% of you guys had said that that was something you would potentially be interested in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward on that, and I'll set up some stuff through email. I can hear my daughter yelling in the background. So I'm going to throw an email up on the screen, and if anybody wants to do something like that, I would be more than happy to do that one-on-one training for you as well. So we can go over the details. Let's see here. masterprimetime@gmail.com. Okay, I'm gonna put this up on the screen. I'll drop it down here. Of course, there's a giveaway on right now too. While we're at it, we still got a giveaway going. Could I fill more of this kind of stuff up here? So everybody who's watching, who heard that last part, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on that, because I know that one of the things I was thinking about as I've been doing this is everybody is at different levels and stuff. So I wasn't really trying to like make a crazy amount of money here. What I was thinking was something along the lines of like $60 for an hour. Will be in a video conference together, just one-on-one. I can ask you a bunch of questions to kind of gauge where you are and where you stand with certain things, what your challenges are, what your next hurdle is, and try to help you to get over it. And I can use my video tools, and we can converse, and we could talk about tools, equipment, owning a shop, how to get to that level to own the shop, how to be successful, or whatever it is you're struggling on. It really doesn't matter. But that was just a thought, and if anybody is interested in that, you guys can feel free to email me at masterprimetime@gmail, and we can set something up for you guys. And like I said, I got Skype and I got Zoom, and both of them will allow me to share in video conference with you and share my screen and share some of the video tips that I have to help you, and then obviously I can help you verbally as well. So I would love to reach out to some of you guys and get to know you a little bit, and do it that way. And maybe one of the things I could run as a giveaway is maybe I can run a free 1 hour giveaway here. Oh man, thank you guys for smashing that like button. I really appreciate that. Love the one-on-one suggestion. Love to smash that like button so hard that it breaks your phone. Don't break your phone, man. Don't break your phone. Okay. So it's good to hear that. I really appreciate you guys showing interest in that, and especially now during these are tough times, and those of us who own shops are kind of losing our butt right now. But hopefully we do get approved for those loans, or whatever is going to happen. Hopefully we figure it all out. So as far as the giveaway goes, for anybody who is in here. For anybody who has been in here for the past couple days, I'm sure you guys know all about the giveaway. But on Saturday, we're going to give away a blow dryer from Gamma. Austin's going to announce it. We're going to run the random comment picker. We're going to select a winner, and someone's going to win a blow dryer that could literally blow your client right out of the chair. It's pretty dope. It's a really nice blow dryer. Okay, so let's see here. Master Prime Time. Right, here we go. He says, Eddie, why does your email sound like a professional stripper? Sorry, I've been listening to MMA. That's King Troll in the house over here. That's pretty funny, man. when do I come to France? I have never been to France. I don't have anything against going there. I would love to be able to travel again someday when it's safe. Beauty of scent. Let's see here. YouTube Barber Academy. Quick question, man. Let's say your first guideline is no guard level open. What's your second guideline? I think what you're asking is if you do an open taper guideline, you're asking what would your next step be up. So I guess what you're probably trying to do is you're probably trying to build instead of from skin from here. So can anybody else answer his question? If I did the open taper, the very next step that you could do, which would make the most sense, would be to put your zero or your half guard on there, open it, go up a little bit higher. You're not going to make much of a line, and then close it and come down gradually. That would be your next step. And then, of course, the next step up from the half is the one, and we get that going. But you know what? I was actually thinking about doing like just a random giveaway for my live people here. So let's see here. You guys want me to do a random giveaway right now, right this minute, to help you guys out a little bit? I have some stuff that is sitting on the chopping block, and I'm not doing much with it. So we'll probably get to that. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. I wanted to show you guys some of the other day when we were on here. I didn't really have a lot of the half attacks done or prepared on my computer yet, but I have been grinding all morning since 5 a.m. to put up a bunch of videos. So I got some really cool videos about to drop, and I got some really cool videos to draw some for the lesson plan here. Okay, we got how can I put in clean guidelines in your YouTube videos? They put in guidelines that are clean, and you can see the difference from when I put my guidelines in. I get lost. One of the things is when you put in your guideline, you gotta hold that blade flat, but you want to make sure that you're putting your guideline in with the right tool, so at least you're getting down to 5 zeros. And if that hair is like way too long, you can't even see what you're doing. You gotta be mindful of that. You don't want to be you definitely don't want to be messing that up. We got 22 likes, 48 people in here, and everybody wants to get something cool for free. So I'm gonna go get it, and I hope you guys smash that like button, because I'm just gonna give you guys a pretty expensive machine that's like brand new, and I'm gonna give it away like right now. But smash that like button. We got 42 people in here. I want at least 42 likes before I go grab it. Give me 1 second though. I'll be right back. I'm back. We only got 24 likes. That's it. Don't make me hold on to this. Don't make me hold on to it. All right, we're back. We're back. Man, I gotta get a hat. I'm starting to go so bald right here. All right, let's see. What do I have here? This is the case that I be bringing stuff home with. And this is, oh, Jesus. Got stuff falling all over the place. Now, we got 30 likes. Remember we said we had to get 42. Oh, I wanted to talk about this too. This is the Braun Series 9. Thank you so much, man. $2. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, look at all them thumbs up. That's 46 likes right there from Chevity's. She won didn't you win a giveaway from me before? All right, so not this. It's actually because, oh, you guys know that I just got the Ergo, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit. I actually haven't edited any of the videos with this yet, but this thing is pretty fun to work with. It's a lot like another one of my machines that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed working with the Caliber clippers. I'm no longer working with Caliber. I began working with Gamma, and they've been really generous to the channel. They've been sending all kinds of stuff. But Before that happened, Caliber had sent me a lot of stuff, and I feel it's only right that I give it away since I'm not using it anymore. So I basically have two brand new, brand new 50 cal magnums that I only used like 2 or 3 times to give away. So I'll give away one today. I'll give away one another day when we go live. But somebody's gonna be happy because both of these machines are they're actually pretty similar in nature to the Ergo. I do kind of like the feel of the Ergo more. There's this I don't know. There's like all this extra room for your hand, and it just seems like you can get a little flatter. But as far as performance go, they're very similar. They're very similar. So as far as performance goes, like I said, they're both up there. They're both good clippers. They both can cut very close. They can cut down to like 5 zeros, and I even got the charger here and everything for you. Only thing I don't have is I don't have the box. All right, I don't have the box. So if if you get them, don't fault me because I don't have the box. I had to throw it out because it seems like how many things do we order online these days? And at some point, you just wind up with like hundreds of boxes. And at a certain point, you're just like, what am I going to do with all these boxes, right? We got 54 people in the house. I got some attention now. We got 38 likes. We got to get to 42. Remember? 42 was the deal. It was Mama's in the house. My Aunt Marie's watching. I got aunts and uncles and stuff like that. Let's see here. What else? What do we got here? A giveaway would be nice, but I'm here for the content. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, giveaway would be nice, but I'm just here for the content. I appreciate you dropping content as often as you do. It's been more than 3 weeks since I've had a day of work. That's the shit about it, man. It just sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. As I was saying, we were down in the trenches. We got 42. I got a thumb down. Really? How are you gonna give me a thumb down? Shame on you. But I was down in the trenches doing that last day of work yesterday. I wanted to say something like, you guys know how good this barbering business really is. Every single client, I kid you not, every single client paid me double or triple what I usually charge them without me asking. I didn't ask nothing. They just know that it's going to be a struggle. I'm going to have to close for 30 days. And, they just know that I'm going to have to close down. Oh, you want to see the shirt? You guys see these shirts? Thank God I had my own t-shirts, man. Anybody see these Uptown Barbershop? Well, everything's opposite in the mirror. Uptown Barbershop t-shirts. They just say clean fades, shaves, flat tops. But this is the other interesting thing about that whole news thing. Like, thank God I have my logo on my shirt. Thank God I wear it every day to work. Thank God that my branding in my shop is pretty good. I actually got a lot of great publicity out of that. A lot of people called me. A lot of people texted me like, hey, man, I seen you on TV. And a lot more people know about Uptown Barbershop in my local area. I don't advertise on YouTube, but in my local area, they know more about me now. And it's because I had the shirts going. I mean, we had it going on. So anybody who is not like at least wearing a shirt that supports your shop or have some kind of branding to help you, she's at work sneaking in this live. All right, I see you. I'm at work sneaking in this live. She works at the hospital. I just want to thank you for the incredible job you guys are doing. I don't really know what the most fair way to do as far as to pick somebody who's in the room, but I guess it would only be fair. It would only be fair to pick someone who is currently in this room. And I don't know. Throw some ideas out there. What do you guys think? I can't give away my prop. Remember, this is my boat anchor. It doesn't actually work. I'm sure it would if I plugged it in, but it doesn't actually work. This is the one that I use to be my prop, but I'm not giving this away. But I'll give away one of these today, and I'll give away the other one in another couple days or something like that. Just randomly because I'm feeling good. And I really feel like it should be. I really feel like anybody who is currently live, you guys should have a chance at winning it. because you guys are always here. You guys are always here supporting me. Every time I go live, I see a lot of the same faces in here, and you know, I know I make you guys when I do giveaways. I know I make you guys kind of fight it out between the hordes that are going to see it all week long. But you know, that's why I wanted to reward you. And a quick shout out to all the doctors and the nurses and the EMTs and everybody out there who's doing a great job. Hey, pick a number. Pick a number. I like that. You know what? What do we got to do? I got to pick a number. I'll pick a number. Yeah, I'll pick a number. I like this idea. Let me think about it for like 5 more minutes. A math question. A math question. Boom. A math question. Oh man. So let's see here. The internet service is slowing down. No, my internet service is good today. I hope I'm not lagging. I hope my mic sounds good. I hope everything is you know, working out the way it should be. So let's see. What about a random show of hands? Like, would anybody randomly want to excuse themselves? Like, let's say that you're doing really well and you got plenty of money and you're not really worried about winning the Clipper or whatever. If it could go to somebody who really needs it, that would be cool. I would love to help somebody out, especially somebody who's been out of work or whatever. I don't know if there's any fair way to do that, but probably the best thing I'm coming up with is maybe I'll do a pick a number between 1 and 100 or whatever, and maybe whoever tries to enter it, we'll just use the honor system. Hopefully, somebody who really needs it is the one who gets it. How can I win the shirt? You know, I don't actually sell the shirts. I actually have somebody local who makes my shirts, but I could easily get you a shirt. I literally pay $20 to them. They would probably ship it right out to you if you really wanted one. We could make that happen. Again, hit me on this email and I can address any questions that you guys want. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Hey, I will text you a number and someone has to guess it. Okay, you know what? This is cool. Okay, so this is Chad. Chad's one of my barbers. It would be cool for me to kind of wash my hands of the whole thing and not have to deal with you know, picking somebody out of it. So I kind of like that idea. Let's go for it. I would ask anybody who doesn't really need to win this, you know, exclude yourself from putting a number in. But if you put a number in, you know, I'm gonna assume that it's something that you need. Okay. All right. Yeah, Chad, send me over a number, buddy. Let's do it. Send me over a number, and let's see if we can get somebody who gets it or somebody who gets close to it. And I'm gonna start counting the numbers after. Like, none of these numbers that you guys are sending, they don't count yet until I see what Chad sent me. Then that's when Chad, why don't you put it up when you send the number, put it up on the comment. Just say that I've already sent the number, and then that way any comments that come from that point down, those will be the actual entries. None of these other ones yet. So you know, Chad's the man. He was in the shop with me yesterday too. He came in slightly after the whole news fiasco, but that's my man there. He's always holding it down. So, you know, and don't feel bad if you don't win it, because we got a giveaway coming on Saturday, and who knows, by next week I'll probably be ready to give away this other one too. So we'll be able to give them away. So let's see if I got anything from Chad yet. Let's see here. If I got bad service, I got AT&T. And if one of these other YouTubers wins it, good. I'm sure they'll probably give it away. So I just texted him, give me a number. Look at MMA. You can't put more than one number in. Please, everybody, you can't put more than one number in. Don't do it. I'm glad that you showed me how bad this could work out. If anybody puts more than one number in, I'm just gonna accept your first number. So that's where we're at here. A number between 1 and 100. Okay, officially, Chad has sent the number. So 1 through 100. Let's see. Let's see who gets it from Chad Volker's last, from his last one right there. We're gonna see who gets it. Oh boy, 1 through 100. Let's see here. It'll be funny. I do my screen share, do my screen share to show you guys. Let's see here. We're gonna have all 100 numbers. Random number. Okay, so we got the number. I actually got it in the house here, so I'm scrolling through to see if anybody hits it first. Please, only one entry per person. I'll go back through and I'll double check and make sure. I don't see it yet. No one put it in yet. Um, let's see here. That's it. That's it. That's it. Let's see. What do we got? We got 45. We got 46 people in here, and I'm not seeing the number yet. Chad, have you seen it yet? Let's see. I don't see it. Boy, he picked a tough one, man. He picked a tough one. You guys would never guess it. You guys would never guess it. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at? We're at 23, 15, 71. Oh, he accidentally sent it to a client first. That's why. That's why I'm laughing here. We got okay. We got a lot of numbers here, but we haven't gotten the right number. Let me just double check. 23, 22, 2, 31. MMA, you already entered like 5 times. You can't win. You can't win. Let's see here. Someone's got to guess it. Okay, at this point, I think everybody's taking a stab at a number. Round two, round two. Fine. Everybody can enter another number. Whoever enters it first, whatever it is, enter whatever you want. Just one number at a time, though. He entered 69. All right, enter whatever you want. Let's get this number. Let's get this number gone. That's funny, man. That is a funny way to do a giveaway. I've never done one like this before. I want to answer this question. I definitely want to answer this question. Still haven't seen it yet. Um, I see. I've seen some people get close, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Question. Question. What do we got here? Let's see. We got any more? Okay. Still haven't seen the number. I've seen people get close. 1477. Okay. What do you think about those barbers who are still cutting, giving the circumstances that we are in? I'd love to hear your feedback. I appreciate it, sir. We got a winner. We got a winner. Hold up. Hold up. We got a winner. I'm going to answer this question in just a second, buddy. Okay, let's see here. I just seen it. I just seen it. I'm going to put him up. Bing, 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 bing. All right, so we got the winner. And let me make sure that nobody else put that in before him. I'm going up the list. You guys can stop now. It's over. I'm going up the list. I don't see no other 29, so I hope that you guys felt that was fair. I feel like it was. I didn't even pick the number myself. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. Let's see here. He said round three. Okay. It's over. It's over. Reign of Ziz. Reign of Ziz. Okay, man. Reach out to me on Instagram. Give me your address, and I'll get one of these shipped over off to you. So this Reign of Ziz. I hope I'm saying that right. Reign of Ziz. Whatever. But anyways, yeah. Reach out to me on Instagram. You are officially the winner. You guys can stop with the numbers. You guys can stop with the numbers. All right, I want to put this question back up because it was a good one. Let's see if are you still in here? Reign of Ziz, are you still in here? Let me know that you are in here because the part of the rules was that you got to be here as well. And Chad just reconfirmed he checked it out, so we're good. Okay, the way that I feel about people who are still cutting hair, stances is this: if if you if you are being safe about what you're doing, I don't really have a problem with what you're doing. So if you're being safe, that means that you're wearing a mask, you're wearing gloves, you're spraying Lysol on everything. If you know if you're being safe about how you're doing it, then I don't really have a problem with it. But as far as doing house calls or doing calls at your own house or moving into environments that you can't really control, I would say it's pretty difficult and it's probably pretty dangerous. So I would refrain from doing house calls and stuff like that. But if you're in a state where your shops are still allowed to be open, then why not just do it? But protect yourself and be smart about it, and don't spread the problem. Okay, Reign of Zis, you are officially in the house. You are officially the winner, and congratulations to you. Reach out to me on Instagram, give me your address, and I'll send them over. This gentleman here asked, did he win the two clippers? No. Well, it wouldn't do anybody any good for me to send you two of them. I got one sent to him, but you know what? I got more on deck, and you guys got to check back on these lives because I'm probably just gonna start randomly getting rid of some stuff because I know people out there need it, and I have a little bit of stuff that's sitting on the back burner. So you guys want to get into a little fade lesson, like a little. We'll just touch on a little video that I was working on earlier that is still unreleased, but I wanted to talk about the half attack a little bit more, and maybe I can briefly go through some of the other little things that we were trying to go through last week, and keep in mind our phases of the fade. So let me ask you guys this: based on the phases that I showed you earlier, I'll show you again real quick. Let me pull that back up. I'll show you guys again the phases of the fade again, and I want you guys to tell me which one it is that you are struggling on. So let me see if I can just put these right into the broadcast. And let's see here. Okay. I realize this isn't the biggest. It could definitely be bigger. Can you guys read this? Could this be bigger? Let's see. I'm not 100% sure if this is the way to do this or not, but we'll see. I don't know. Can you guys read this? Is it visible? All right. So phase one is debulk. That's putting in your skin line. That's using your shaver. How many people are struggling with phase one? Yeah, Mr. Gonzalez, that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you guys want a private lesson one-on-one through the use of video, just go ahead and email me. My email is up on the screen, masterprimetime@gmail.com. It's $60. I'll spend an hour with you. We can go into whatever you want. Okay, and phase two is the clipper over comb, getting the top connected to the sides. Phase three, shear cut the top, shear over comb. Phase four, the blend. Phase six, the edge up. Phase five, the edge up. Phase six, using your mirror for perspective, and just some other little helpful hints. Which part of the phases is it that you are struggling? Okay, you guys can read it. Good, good. All right, cool. Which part is it that you guys are struggling with out of all the phases that I listed? What do you guys think you're struggling with the most? And we can try to kind of hone in on that. We can hone in on that for sure. I could actually put these up in a different way. Just give me 1 second here. I will guess that it's probably one of these three are probably the biggest problems. So I've got these ones here. Let's see here. Is this a little more readable? Still kind of small, huh? I wonder, could I make the text bigger? How do I make the text? Oh, there we go. I'm a fool. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the shirts again? Yeah, I can get you a shirt if you want one. Reach out to me through email, and I'll put you in touch with the person who makes the shirts for me. They're dry fit. They're super nice. They wear well. They wash well, and they feel super cool. But probably the best part about the shirt, like I said, I'm not making anything off these shirts. But the best part about this shirt is the hair actually just slides off. I haven't even been wearing a barber smock at all. Okay. So it looks like probably it's just a guess here, but probably one of the first three phases is where most people will struggle, which is what I wanted to comment on. So we can talk about any one of these that you want, and we're gonna make dedicated lessons for each one of these again, even though we already have. But probably phase two is gonna give most people the most of the trouble. Phase three, cutting the top, and phase four, the blend. Here we are here. Let me put this one up here. Phase four, the blend, where we can just do it like this, make this a little bit bigger. Boom. Okay, the blend. So we have phase four, setting in the guidelines even all the way around the head. And as a matter of fact, this kind of coincides with the video that I kind of have haphazardly prepared. So I'll grab one of these videos. Let's see here. Where's my friends? Let's see here. Make sure I got the right one. Okay, so this is a good one. I really can't wait to release this one in another format, but I'm going to release this one in another format here. I just want to release it for you guys here too as well. So we're going to drop this in here. Turn this, make this smaller. I'll get rid of this. Okay. So we got it going on here. Turn those shirts into merch. You want some merchandise? It probably would be a smart move. I'm just I really hadn't even thought about it too much, but I definitely think more about it now. I get customers ask me for these shirts all the time. They really do too. They're like, hey, can you support? I'm like, hey man, I just give them away to a lot of customers because it's free advertisement, you know. So in order for us to hop over to the blend, I don't want to show you guys this whole video. Let's just step through the process. So I began this cut. I did a number 6 on top, and now I'm running up the back and the sides with a 1 1/2, and we're rocking and rolling on this 1 1/2. And the reason being is it's just so easy for people to waste time when they don't really have to. If you use the 1 1/2 detachable, you're just gonna melt. You're just gonna melt this hair. Now, many of you guys were talking about phase 2 is what bothers you. See me in my Corona gear. I got my double mask on, staying safe, and moving my way through this fade. Let's see here. I got my hands on a 0.5 purple guard. Have you used it in the past? I absolutely have, and I still don't really find a whole lot of use for it. That's a 1/32 guard, and it just isn't really a super usable guard for me because I feel like there's already overlap between the open taper and the half closed. So I don't really feel like I need that. It's not necessary. But to talk about this clipper over comb just briefly, I'm just laying it in. This side of the client's head, he has this big old messy colic that's really, it's tough. He likes to wear it short. I realize the way the light's hitting him, he looks a little bald there, but trust me, he's not. It actually looks really good. It's just the camera angle. But as I'm beginning to cut, I begin lifting slightly off the head and not trying to take too much hair in one spot. Like you see this little dark spot I got here in the front? I see it. I'm well aware of it, but I'm not out to try to get that right away. I'm not out to try to get that right away. The idea between, what machine to use for what is understanding through experience, you start to understand what to do. Now, I know full well that a pair of thinning shears or shear over comb is going to be a much better way to attack that front area, so I'm not going to whack at it with the clipper over comb. Let's see, anybody who has any questions, leave them in the comment. I want this one to be a little bit more interactive. My lessons on Saturdays, I really try to stay on message the whole time. But on these ones, this is just free and easy. Just ask me whatever questions you want to ask. When debulking, what do you use to determine a 2 or a 1.5? Oh, okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Between the number 2 and the 1 1/2, I usually always try to go with the number 2 unless the client has some really thin hair. If the client has really thin hair and I want to keep some darkness around the parietal ridge, I'll go for the 2, or I might even use a 3. It's easy to blend with the 1 1/2 because of the fact that it's about the same width as the back of the comb. So what I mean by that, and you guys have heard this 100 times, I'm sorry, but if I pushed the comb flat up against somebody's head and shaved whatever stuck out, I would be left with about a 1 1/2, which would be ideal for the blend. So it's ideal for teaching, I should say. My 5-0 blade has a tendency to snag. Is it something I'm doing? No, this is not something you're doing. This is definitely an issue with some of these 5-0 blades. There is the chance that it could be your clipper. Your clipper could be maybe slowing down or underperforming a little bit, but generally speaking, it's probably dull, or it might need to be cleaned really well, taken apart and oiled and put back together. But a lot of times they just go overnight on you like that, and it's just time to get a new one or get it sharpened. That's one of the things. It happens to me a lot too. It'll be going great for almost a year, and then bam, one day it'll just not work. Does anybody feel like they have an issue with this area of the head, moving up the head with the electric shavers? Does anybody feel like this is a trouble area for you? Because I would like to know if it is or not. Yeah, I can't watch it at the same time. Okay, how do you keep consistently around the whole head? One of the ways that I keep consistent around the whole head is by working each step all the way through. I know that I show you guys this on camera a lot. I'll keep it in a single position and I won't move around the head. But when I'm actually working, like for real, I will spin the client and move him. And I've since actually found a really good position to put my camera in that I feel like it's making my videos come out a little bit better. It's definitely helping me to not have to show you only one side of the head as much. So I feel like I got a better camera placement. But I have a few cameras that I use. Like one of the cameras that I use for a lot of my like actual video jobs is my A7 Mark III. I'll take that out, and it's a fantastic camera when you're behind the camera, but it doesn't have a flip screen. So even though I do have a Atomos screen to show myself, I've had nothing but trouble every time I try filming myself with that clipper. I mean, with that camera. I'm much better off with my GH5. I never make mistakes with that, and it's one of my favorite cameras to film with. I know some of you guys that are out here have a YouTube channel, and I'd be curious to know if you guys ever wanted to know about like camera angles or stuff like that you know I've found some success with. Okay, let's stop. This is where I want to stop. This is where I want to talk. Everybody knows what's about to go down. The half attack is about to go down. So I want to first get some questions going if anybody has any, and let me know what you guys are thinking or saying. I think I got a little lag going on here, so I'm gonna jump into my control room here and make sure that I'm not missing anything. So there we go. Perfect. Okay, so the half attack is about to go down, and I've just jumped into my control room so I can see these a little bit ahead of time. The Model 10, so power in the clipper isn't an issue, but I'm going to try to take it apart, give it a really good cleaning. Yeah, that's probably where you're gonna find some success there. It's definitely gonna help. It's not gonna hurt anything. And the other side of it too is one thing I forgot to tell you. is when you put those blades back together, it's just so important to make sure that they're aligned properly. Like when you have these two blades, okay, make sure that one of them is not cockeyed, because if it definitely stops it from working well. So sometimes you can get away with not having to sharpen it just by straightening it out, straightening it out. So okay, right now I'm about to use the magic clips. I got that lever in the closed position, and I'm about to move up the side of the head and give myself about an inch to an inch and a half. The half attack. This is Steve. Thank you for jumping in here. I'm new to barbering. What is the half attack? The half attack just means that we're putting a half guard on and we're attacking that skin line with it. So this is super simple. You see that I'm not really leaving the head too much. I'm keeping kind of a loose wrist, and I'm kind of bouncing it into those upper levels. And I'm actually going to do this all the way around the head to maintain the consistency. Try to stay against the grain, recognize what the grain is doing, and give yourself, let's say, two fingers. All right, give yourself like 2 fingers, to spread out that blend a little bit. And you guys are gonna find this is the easiest way on earth to remove a skin line. It really doesn't get any easier than this. The last few days I've been using the Ergo from Gamma, and it actually performs very similar to the Magic Clips. It's maybe about just as quiet. Only thing I could tell for certain is this battery lasts a long time. I cut hair all day with it yesterday, and I didn't need to put it back on the charger. That's my only like gripe about the Magic Clips is they're a fantastic clipper, but if you're gonna try to use them all day without plugging them in, they leave a little bit to be desired in the battery area. So I have the one on. I've chose to circle back on that line. I skipped taking care of that altogether. I just got the one on, and I began working in my next step. Is everybody following me so far? No, my half guard was closed. Yeah. I actually could do that. Let me jump over to my other camera. Let's do this real quick. I got. Oh wait, I gotta plug it in. I got it unplugged because this morning at 5 in the morning, I grabbed my computer, ran to the couch so I wouldn't wake up my wife, and began my editing. Okay, so we got Logitech Stream Cam 2. Okay, so we're up here. Let me reattach this microphone. Okay, so a couple things. All right, one of the things that you definitely want to do is when I'm removing the bulk, I'm kind of holding it in the handshake grip, right? I'm just moving up and down the sides of the head. And for anybody with a smaller hand, this clipper is pretty fun to use too, because you can actually grip it like so many different ways. It's actually kind of creative the way that they shaped it. But one of the things I really like to do is I actually like to grip them from the sides and kind of rock this little C motion. So when I do that, I'm actually staying on the scalp, and I'm rocking this C motion. So I did that with the half guard, and for anybody who was asking that question, the half guard was in the closed position. These cut a tiny bit closer than the Magic Clips, so I actually bumped it open just one click. So just a single clip. So it's basically back a little bit from a zero gap. And when I was putting in my guidelines with the half attack using this, I was doing it with one click open because I just wanted to give myself a little bit of breathing room. And if you guys are still struggling with this, there will come a time where this will come full circle for you. You will understand this coming up pretty soon. So just to kind of recap what I'm doing in between my guidelines here is, generally speaking, I begin with it open, come up to the line that I'm working at. I'll click it one down and use the crisscross pattern, stay just a little bit lower, click it one more down. And any of these clippers that have the clicking motion, probably really good for somebody who's just starting off, just because it's pretty foolproof. You're not gonna have the amount of problems that you have when you're doing that. So I lost my place in the video. Here we go. Let's go back to where we were. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah. I was about right here. We were using the one. Jump back to my other stream cam, and we chose to skip. We chose to skip that final removal of that line, and I'm going to leave that till the end a little bit. I got kind of so a lot of times. This is another thing that I think a lot of people don't realize too. Is like when you're your mind is working on the blend and you're thinking like, what's it going to take to get this? What is the best tool to use? What is you can drive yourself a little bit crazy, but you got to stay thorough. You got to stay organized. You got to work carefully. And a lot of times the area that you're looking at as the problem is not the problem. It's actually, it needs to blend smooth. So it has to come down gradually. So sometimes you're looking at the spot, but really fading that spot above it will make that spot dissipate, maybe look good, maybe go away altogether. Let's see here. Any questions here? We got this. They haven't worked for me so far. I thought about trying the Oster Octanes. Oster Octanes are pretty much the best in the business, in my opinion. I love the Octanes. I love the Volt. They're fantastic clippers. Um, the wall system, Chevanese is using the wall. I love wall. I love the Andis system too, though. I'm not gonna lie. There is something about the Andis system that is so I don't know. They're both good. They both work well. It just takes time to practice and become proficient in those systems. I'm going to the 1 1/2 now. I began with it open. I'll go up a little higher with it open, trying to stay against the grain and begin closing it slightly as we come down. So a lot of people do have trouble in the blend, Mr. Lopez. They definitely this is definitely not an issue that's only yours. A lot of people struggle with the blend. I'd be lying if I told you there wasn't times where I fight with certain blends. Like I actually have a tutorial that I'm gonna drop probably this week, and it's a person who has hair that's very very similar to mine. It's a little bit thin. It's very very fine. It's very straight, and every little mistake you make will show. It will make you pay for any mistake that you make. It really will. Um, Magic clips are definitely one of my favorite. They're definitely one of my favorite clippers to use. They're just one of the better cordless options that's been out for a while. And now I'm experimenting with this prototype that Gamma sent me, and it's funny because they're just very similar. They're just shaped different. I mean, they perform kind of similar. They seem to kind of behave a little similar. And it's just working with these types of blades. It just makes it easy to get rid of those lines. Okay. Uh, there seems to be a lot of questions about zero gapping, but no, it just has to be bumped back a little bit. Jeremy, yeah, that's exactly the truth right there. You don't necessarily need to have this zero gap so close that you could actually cut wood with it. You want to keep it slightly a tiny bit back from that area. You want to keep it a tiny bit back. Let me see here if I can clear this up for you a little bit. Maybe if I switch to this camera, which is not as good as the other camera, move this camera down, see what we can do. Maybe I can get a better focus on the zero gap. Let's see. Put you right here, and let's see if this will help you out any. I'll put this on pause. We'll jump back over here, and we're actually going to jump down to this down low cam where I'll have this clipper here. Okay, so I feel like sooner or later this camera will focus. Hopefully, my dog will stop barking. All right, so this clipper and the caliber clipper, they can be a bastard to zero gap because you see how fine that is. Now you can see right where I have that set back to. I just have those out sticking out just a tiny bit, but they're not sticking out beyond the comb blade. Okay, that's how close I like it set. And sometimes when I'm working with some guards, I'll click it once and it'll put it right down to about a 000, which is pretty common across the board on most of them. Now the cool thing about the Gamma is they made this bottom blade black, whereas with the caliber blade, being that they're both the same color, I mean, it is so hard to see this with the naked eye. I mean, looking at it right here makes it a little bit easier to see. But man, when you're trying to zero gap these can be a bastard to zero gap. So all you're really going to have to do with about 90% of your clippers is you're just going to loosen these two bolts, and that's going to make the comb blade come loose. Your cutting blade is the back blade here, and you're just going to slide them up. What I like to do is I like to tighten one side down fairly snug, kind of scoot it around a little bit, get it lined up good, and then tighten the other side down. Usually takes a couple tries, but you know that's what it usually takes. And you know these are obviously so old they haven't even been used in probably 50 years. They're just my example clippers. But I don't know. Was that helpful for anybody? Let me know. You know, let me know in the comments if that was helpful to show you. I didn't bring magic clips home. Let's see here. Okay. Is the process of cutting hair the same for all hair? You know, it would be hard to answer that question because in some ways, yes, but in a lot of ways, no, because you know there's just challenging situations that can be presented at any time with any hair, really. So I actually returned back to my half guard, opened it, and I'm continuing to clean up that area. Now it's time to attack my skin line. Now the nice thing about the process that I used in this particular haircut is the fact that I've left myself such minimal work that watch what happens when I just travel over that original. Remember, it was a 5-0 line originally. I'm traveling over it with an open taper. And you'll see what kind of damage it does to that line with just an open taper, mind you. Not even anything special. Just an open taper puts in work on this line. And if you were working, you know, at like a low end shopper with somebody who doesn't care about you, they would call it done. They would call this fade done after one swipe with that, and you know, in 2 days it would grow, look fine. But you know, obviously we want to be like kind of perfectionists here, so I do the same thing that I did before. But notice how careful I am, and it's hard to see this sometimes on these videos. I've noticed this myself. It's hard to see the way. Where me at? It's hard to see the way that I'm touching the head. A lot of times, the way that I'm touching the head is only with a portion of the blade. It's so easy to make a mistake here. You don't want to rush at this point. You can see your blends coming together. Everything is going the way you want it to go. And the last thing that you want to do is rush it, push it, and hit it with another line. And you're going to have to start some of this process all over again. It's just going to cost you extra time, extra work, man. So yeah, I see in the comments a lot of people are answering it for you. Every haircut presents, you know, some kind of challenge, and they're all different. Let's see here. I'm new to cutting hair. I recently cut a friend's hair. It was very difficult to cut because one side grew down and the other side grew like sideways and like thick hair. This is exactly what happens. That's the thing. There's no consistency across the board with people's haircuts, and there's always an easy side and there's always a hard side. You know, we were talking about this in the last couple of videos. There is always an area that's more difficult than the other area. So the best thing that you can do is taken on a case by case situation. If his hair is growing up and growing down, he might be a candidate for wearing fairly short hair, or he might have to keep his hair fairly long. You just have to assess that. Um, rust spots. I recently realized my magic clip got a couple rust spots on it. How do I remove it and prevent it from happening in the future? Pretty easy. If unless it's been really sitting for a long time, it's really easy to get rid of that rust. If you get Andis 7-in-1 or any blade oil, dip it in the blade oil, take it apart. You can hit it with a wire brush sometimes if it's real bad, but a lot of times just wiping it down with the oil on there will make that go away. Let it sit in oil overnight with one of those caps, and yeah, that'll buff right out. I wouldn't worry about it. After you're done with all that, sanitize it. You'll be good to go. So I've had some comments recently. I want to stop this for a second here. I've had some comments recently about people telling me that their barber schools do not allow them to use texturizing shears. Was this a thing for any of you guys? Did any of you guys have that in school? Because some people have been telling me that they did, and I just wanted to explain why we say that at barber school. Okay, because we're trying to teach people how to do shear over comb, right? That's the ultimate goal. I want you guys to be able to use shear over comb, and in certain situations in the future, you're going to be able to use texturizing shears all you want. Once you leave the eye of the school, you can do whatever you want. So when you get to the barber shop, you're going to want to use every tool that's at your disposal. But we just want you to practice more when we got you in barber school. We want you to practice shear over comb in barber school. We don't want you to rely on your thinning shears solely because it's just easy to make mistakes the other way, and it's a little bit easier to not make mistakes this way. But I would say a good pair of thinning shears and knowing where to use them is definitely going to really help bring your blends out. But knowing where and when to use them. When do we call it quits with the clipper? When do we pick up the scissors? When do we pick up the texturizing shears? Okay, that's what you really will come to learn with experience. But when we get down to it, we need to leave enough hair to work with still. Because if I would have seen that dark spot and went hambo with a 1 or a 2, or maybe dug right into his bangs or something like that, I could have caused all kinds of problems for myself, and this fade wouldn't have came out as clean as it did. So I need to have discipline, and I need to know when to implement certain things. So a lot of times I would tell you less is more. Attack it with something that is less likely to cause an issue, and reevaluate after that. So now we're just gonna knock out the last finishing touches of this fade. What are you guys thinking? I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna put together a video to drop this, like a nice 15-minute video or whatever, for you guys to actually see the entirety of this haircut. I think the whole video runs like 20 minutes or something like that, but you guys get the point. I feel like us coming here and like really kind of diving into it and getting into it deep. This is a good way to kind of really just answer a bunch of people's questions and stuff like that. But again, I realize that a lot of you guys are in different areas with your learning. Many of you guys are more advanced, and a lot of you guys are not as advanced, and you're all over the place. So again, that's why I'm offering those free. That's why I'm offering those Skype or Zoom one-on-one lessons, and you can email me at masterprimetime@gmail.com. It'll be $60. We'll spend an hour together, and we'll just rock and roll through whatever it is you're struggling with. I got hundreds of videos, so I'm sure that I have something on whatever it is you're struggling with to show you, or if it's a verbal thing, we can just explain it. Perfect. Oh, we're at the 1 hour mark. I know, right? I'm starting to get antsy. I just use mine fine tuning the parietal ridge. I never use them on the top though. I like to use a razor or blunt shears. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. There's certain times where it makes sense to use a razor, and there's certain clients where it doesn't. It's funny because I just had a client ask me yesterday for a razor cut, and he had like the ultimate worst possible scenario. Like his hair was just horrible for what he was trying to do. His hair was just horrible, and I was like, well, who on earth would tell you to get a razor cut? I was like, that would be the last thing I would tell you to do. And he was like, I'm just joking with you. I was actually testing to see what you would say. And it's kind of funny because he actually knew what he was talking about. He used to have hair that was good enough to get a razor cut, but now he doesn't. So he could have caught me slipping there. But I gave him straight talk, told him the truth. All right. So um, we're we're rocking and rolling through the cut, man. What do you guys think? I felt like that was like one of my cleaner fades of my life. But he's just got great hair. To be honest, every time he comes in, I really enjoyed doing his hair. It really highlights what I'm trying to do, and that's another thing, man. Not everybody is gonna make it to your Instagram page because not every model has this great hair, like that perfect dark hair on that light scalp, that beautiful Spanish hair that's super thick, that really nice wave that comes in. Those things come in, man, and they're like the unicorns, man. I want to get those filmed and drop them on YouTube because if I drop too many regular people, you guys are gonna say I'm terrible at cutting hair. When really, you're only as good as the hair that came in some cases, and you just you like that spray bottle. Oh man, yeah, man, that's funny. You guys like my spray bottle? All right, let me tell you about my spray bottle. I know you know about it, but the spray bottle I got, it's an automatic. I can spray as much as I want with one finger. Psh, blow, and I could spray you like a super soaker. You're gonna need 40 feet of top and a pair of sunglasses when I got that thing out. No, I'm just playing, but really, it is nice to not have to squeeze and cause myself carpal tunnel as I'm trying to do the spraying. It's just one of those things that I cut out that I'm glad that I cut out. You know, and that's it, Jeremy. That's it, man. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments on the cut. Jeremy, he said some fades make me feel like I got it, and other fades make me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. We all go through that, man. We all go through that. There's plenty of times, and I'm just being honest with you guys. At this stage in my career, I've been doing this for 18 years. There's plenty of times where I'm like, whoa, screwed that up, and I have to fight twice as long to bring it back round. There's times where I'll make little decisions that were not the right decision. I know through experience how to fix those things, but I also know that I was being stupid. I probably rushed. I went too fast in an area, and that one's not making Instagram. But I'm just being perfectly honest with you guys. I know a lot of people won't be. A lot of people are gonna act like, oh, everything I do is perfect. I walk around with my nose in the air. No one can do what I do. Like that's just not really what it is. We're all people. We all make mistakes. The thing about is when you get better, at with more experience, the mistakes that you make are easier to fix. You get better at preventing big mistakes, and that's why you can consistently deliver some really really nice haircuts, and in a reasonable amount of time too, because we don't have say 2 hours that a celebrity barber has. We don't have the all the time in the world. We got another client knocking on our door every 20 minutes. So it's bing, 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 and you're trying to do the best that you can do. And with the time that you got, that's where your quality is gonna be. So let's see here. Yeah, it's funny, Lewis. I have a ton of scissor cuts on my channel. As a matter of fact, one of my best performing videos right now is a shear cut. It's actually it's actually a graduate. It was a 45-degree shear cut. So oddly enough, that thing's getting. I think it's getting pretty close to 1 million views. So there's a bunch of. I don't know if you guys know how to use my channel effectively, but let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm gonna go to my channel. I want to screen share this with you. I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon, but for those of you guys who are hanging around, man, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this long. I know uh, I know it's been a while. We've been on it. We've been going hot for an hour. But hey, I gave something away, so we should be good. Okay, let's see if I could close this. All right, I have this set up in a way that I want to show you guys. So let's screen share you. Bang. I got a lot of stuff going on my screen, but this is what I'm talking about. All right, so this is my YouTube channel. Obviously, this is the live that we're on right now. If I go to playlist, all right, I go to playlist, I click that. Now, what I did here was I tried to make it easy for you. These are in-depth fade lessons. There's 54 of those. There's the clipper over comb, the live barber school lessons. I'm filling those up. These were my school vlogs, probably useless unless you want to see what barber school is like. Barbering tutorial videos that are just straight up fades and stuff like that, and then shear and scissor cut and long hair tutorials. So I have mannequin tutorials. I have a way that you guys can kind of navigate through this because there's a bunch of stuff here, and then any of my like reviews or tools or helpful information I put in this playlist. So I do try to use the playlist so that you guys can help navigate because I probably have a couple hundred videos on here. And some videos somewhere is helpful for someone and some of the videos are not helpful for other people. So you never know. You know what I mean? Um, 18 years and you still make mistakes. I sure do, man. I sure do. I really appreciate that. And for everybody else who's in here, man, I just want to thank you guys. People who donated, people who hit that thumbs up, people who subscribe, who hit the bell. I'm glad that I'm able to reward you guys a little bit and give you guys a giveaway here and there. I'm gonna try to do it more often. And if anybody's got any more questions, this will be the last call. And in just a few minutes, we'll be signing off, and we will be back on Saturday. And maybe in the meantime, I can get one of these other. I'll get one of these other tutorials dropped for you. So let's see here. I've been cutting and shaving for quite a while. My last day of work, more than 3 weeks ago, I cut the shit out of a poor guy. It was my own fault. I was rushing and my mind was on the next step. This happens, man. This happens. I still cut people. Like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't cut nobody. I definitely still cut people. You guys have seen it on my videos. There's been times where, hey, man, you're doing everything right. A lot of times you cut somebody, it's like a small droplet of blood. Most often than not, that's actually from pulling a hair right out at the root. It's not even a slice. And technically speaking, it could be considered to be somebody else's fault other than your own, such as the person who manufactured a blade that wasn't sharp enough, or it is your fault because you didn't prepare the face properly, where you're using some kind of cream or some kind of aid in making sure that the blade is sliding smoothly. So that's kind of the things that can happen, but as long as you're trained properly, the mistakes that you make are not going to be big ones. I've heard disasters. Remember, I'll share this story before I go. I remember a long time ago when I worked at Supercuts, we would go to training, right? And when we were at the training sessions, we would do our haircuts, mannequins, whatever. And when we were done, we'd sit around and kind of just, shoot the breeze. And some people started telling horror stories about stuff that's happened there. And one horror story was told to me, and I don't know how true it is or whatever. This is like a long time ago. This was like in '03. Some kid, he rode his bicycle to the Supercuts to get a haircut. The girl who was cutting his hair, she was going to cut around his ear. I guess the kid was like 10 years old, and she cut the top of his ear off the whole way, like a good portion of it, and it fell to the ground. The kid was leaking like a sieve, and they had to bandage him up and put a bunch of bandage around his head, and they sent him home on a bicycle. Well, obviously his mom came back and she's like, "Where's the top of his ear?" And they actually had to go in a garbage can to get the top of his ear out, and they went to the hospital afterwards. I don't know how true it is or what the story is with the whole thing, but supposedly that really happened. So that was one of the horror stories. I've heard worse ones. So yeah, wait, Saturday is tomorrow, ain't it? This is Friday. Shoot, we're gonna be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. and we're gonna be doing that giveaway for that blow dryer. So I hope to see you guys all there. And Rain of Z, congratulations to you, man. Let's drop him on the screen here. Thanks again for the Clippers. I appreciate the wealth of knowledge. As soon as the pandemic is over, I plan applying for Barber School here in Iowa. Your content has inspired me so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. It's great to hear that, and I'm very happy to hear that. And again, congratulations to you. And I'll be shipping these out of here as soon as I get a chance to box them up. You send me that address, and we'll get it. We'll get it going. My Let's see here. What we got? Yeah, you guys seen Tiger King, right? My wife just sent me a meme, the Tiger King meme. All right. I really enjoyed myself here today. I had a lot of fun with you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. I don't feel so alone in quarantine when I go live, so we're definitely going to go live more often. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I am Mr. Eddie Barber. Thank you for all the love, man, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Be there or be square. Peace.